Hello everyone, I'm Cecile Lopez and I am presenting another Little Mexico workshop topic, specifically Aztec mythology. Again, the Little Mexico workshop series are decolonization series for us as the Mexican culture and other cultures outside to reconnect with our roots and also to learn about one another and to really learn about our history and the pre-Hispanic Mexican culture. And anything of history, like our customs, our religion, all of that, that does not come from colonial times, which is the time that we are in. Specifically, this one is of Centeotl and Chicomecoatl. And these two gods, one is of man and then the other one is female. So I hope you guys enjoy. So, what are all the items that is in all of our Mexican dishes? I want you guys to really, really think about this because specifically the Mexica Aztec communities, the indigenous communities of those times, and still today, there's something so prominent in all our food dishes in Mexican food that, again, comes from our Mexica religion, our spiritual beliefs. So I want you guys to think about that. Specifically, this video is talking about maize or corn, as some of you guys know. And again, I will go into all of it. And so I want you guys to think about all the foods that the Mexican culture has that it has maize in it. So here are just some of the few things that has maize in it. Palomitas, tracollos, gorditas, chilaquiles, el esquite en vaso or elote en vaso that some of you guys may know, tracollos, el elote en palo, atole, pozole, uchepos, tamales, and just simple tortillas, flautas, enchiladas, all sorts of things, right? So all of these things are made of maize or corn. It's just packaged and shaped differently. So specifically, I want to make a side note. Corn does not look yellow. I know I showed you the first one, but that's just because in the United States, we only eat and produce and import and export that corn when it's not true that that's the only corn that exists. As you can see by all these images, there are different types of corn and maize that just look in all different shapes and colors. That's why when tlacoyos y tortillas originales, like original tortillas and tlacoyos, they're actually blue. They're supposed to be blue because that's actually the most nutritious corn. And so as you can see, that some of them are like they look black, but it's just really, really dark blue. And I hope you guys like know that and go and look for it one day because it's again the most nutritious one and it's actually tastes a lot better. So I hope you guys one day look for it. So I wanted to show you guys an actual picture of the different types of corn and their names and everything and where they grow. As you can see that they're just different colors. The pod corn, granada, jala, northern flint. I don't know how to say the northern flint one in Spanish. Oaxaca green dent, o así, Luna de México verde de Oaxaca. Blue corn and maíz azul, maíz morado, o es elote azul, maíz morado, y painted mountain. So all of these are in English, but there's another side that I'm going to show you where it sees everything. And like I said, they grow in different parts of North America or Turtle Island. I'm sorry to turn off my camera, but I had to turn it off so you guys can see the different types of corn of como hay elote ancho, apachito, amodillo, azul, blanco, blandito, blando, bafo, voltada. Todos estos elotes, all these corns are different ones that grow all over the North American continent or all of Turtle Island. And they're used for different reasons and different stages, or not stages, different dishes of Mexican platillos. And so again, the Mexica people were praising corn of all different types of sorts and made sure that, they always had an abundant amount because Centeotl and Chicomecoatl was able to bless the community with an abundance amount of agriculture and maize to feed its people and to never let them go hungry. Now back to the original video. In pre-colonial times, the Aztec community, right, they realized and make all of their foods would have some corn, maize, like dish, like some type of maize in their dish. And so they had realized this and they had actually praised the gods that made these like corn accessible to the community. They thought it was just the most beautiful and magical thing on planet Earth. And the two gods, as you will see in the next slide, they were the ones that they had rituals and ceremonies for them in order to have an abundance of corn because that is what kept their community thriving and had fed the people. So, like I said, the two corn gods or gods of Aztec gods of corn is Centeotl and Chicomecoatl. Chicomecoatl is the female goddess, right? She's the goddess, and then Centeotl is the god of maize. So, like I said, Centeotl in Aztec mythology was the god of maize, as it was a staple food in the Aztec diet. He was the son of Tlazolteotl, the earth goddess, and was associated with the number four, considered a sacred number in the Aztec culture. Similarly, how we are associating like the Christian and Catholic religion with the number seven. So in Aztec mythology, Maíz, uh, which was called Sintli in Nahuatl, was brought to this world of the people by Quetzalcoatl, and it is associated with the group of stars commonly known today as las Pleiades. I could be pronouncing that wrong, but at the beginning of the year, Aztec workers would plant the young maize so that they can harvest it later, like around fall time. And then the Aztec goddess Chicomecoatl, or also known as Seven Serpent, is the Aztec goddess of corn and sustenance, which was associated with both fertility and agricultural abundance. So she was associated with those things, and there were ceremonies for her and for the Centeot. And these two, I'm so sorry, these two were basically just the gods that the people like appreciated and loved because they were blessed by these two gods to have that type of staple, like that thing to be incorporated in their diet. And as to, again, it is in mostly all of our dishes, so it makes sense. Like I was saying, that the tale is of Quetzalcoatl followed a trail of ants to the mountain of sustenance and stole maize from the gods to feed his people. And then there's another story that Quetzalcoatl also was the one who brought chocolate to the people of the earth. Maize is very, very sacred to all Native American communities for thousands of years, and it's because it's very, very important to the survival of the people. And there was basically like ceremonies of praise and worship and all sorts of things, different stages, different during the different stages in the plants, uh, like harvesting and everything, and offerings. And they gave the stages names and created images of them in stone. So this, again, the Native American communities just really, really understand the importance of agriculture, specifically of maize. So this is the cycle of maize. This is very white presented because the seeds, las semillas, it's not just one seed that they plant in the soil. It's like either a handful like of seeds and they all put them in there like what your hand can hold, and then other people, for example, like my grandpa, he basically just gets the elote and breaks it in half and then puts it in the soil. He says that it's because if you cut it with a knife, that it disrupts the spirits and like its purpose. And then I know that sometimes he has put the hojas del elote in there so that it can also retain moisture, so that the maize can grow and germinate and sprout and things like that. So yeah, everybody's a little different, but one seed is not the way. And definitely, this is just for educational purposes. Remember a while back when I showed you how corn actually looks different? Well, why does the US only produce this version of corn? Let's talk about it. The United States only produces that version of corn because it's the least nutritious corn that exists. The United States is notorious for knowing and producing and selling corn that isn't as nutritious, or not just corn, foods in general to the people, that really harms the health instead of makes us, like grow and be healthy. And supposedly, like, it says that that's corn and not maize, and that there's a difference between corn and maize. But this is what the US sources say of, like maize has higher oil content, making it ideal for industrial use. But what's actually true is the fact that the United States, again, is just committed to not giving its people the healthiest food options. And then not only that, but, like in Mexico and in other parts of South America and Central America, con Honduras and Chile and Uruguay, they use maize como te digo, like they use the tortillas and they have blue corn tortillas because it's maize, blue maize. So obviously the US sources are lying. Sometimes you can tell because of the fact that they're just so contradicting, and it's a little hard uh, because some people don't have a connection or have lived in other parts of the world or lived, like, even if it's for a month, to other parts of the world, or know people of other parts of the world where that can help, where they can be informed properly of the actual truth of our nutrition, because nutrition is just so very whitewashed and limited, and like limited in the sense of it fitting the capitalist narrative here in the United States. Well, either way, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I have sources for all of those things, and I hope you can join me next time. Thank you so much.